the number one trait that younger women who date older men have. And that number one trait that younger women have who date older men is that they tend to be more feminine than their elder peers, right? Younger women just by default are more feminine because they have not yet been overly brainwashed by our feminist, man-hating, emasculated society yet. So they tend to be more feminine, and they tend to go for guys who are older, because when you are more feminine, you generally want a guy who is older than you. For a lot of these females who stay single into their 30s and 40s and 50s, and I've said this too, is like the older a woman gets, the more masculine she becomes. So for these women in their 30s and 40s, now that they're more masculine, they actually seek out men who are their own age, because they know that those guys have been more beta-tized, they've been more feminized, and they're more controllable. Okay? Of course, a lot of older women will date younger guys, almost like as a badge of honor, being like, ooh, I could still get younger guys. But they typically do not settle down with those guys. They don't take those guys seriously. They're not looking to get into a relationship with those type of guys. They're usually looking for guys who are their own age that have been, beta-tized and feminized. But the number one trait that younger women who date older men have is that they are more feminine. So you will notice when you date younger women, especially if you're in your 30s and she's in her early 20s, she will tend to be a lot more feminine than a girl who is your own age, right? Because girls who are your own age, if you are in your 30s, are now on the trajectory towards becoming more masculine. And you'll probably even notice that too. It's like, hey, how come so many girls my age are like, act like dudes, sleep around like dudes, talk like dudes, curse like dudes, want to compete like dudes? Why? Because the older she gets, the more masculine she becomes. And this is why I advocate to date younger women. And I get a lot of older women hating on me. Like, what are you teaching guys to date younger women half their age? Ooh, gross, gross. And, there comes a shaming language, right? They're trying to shame you into dating them, where they can control you, tell you what to do, tell you what to think, tell you what to like, right? Get all political on your ass. Yeah, that's one thing I can't stand, especially these girls in their 30s and 40s. It's almost like everything has to be politicized. I've literally had to tell girls, even just in conversation, right? Girls that I'm not even attracted to, I'm like, don't talk to me about politics. Don't talk to me about that. Unless we're on the same side of the fence, obviously, but we rarely ever are, because these girls have been brainwashed by leftism, so they're constantly like parroting like SJW BS in my ear like 24/7, and I'm just finally like, don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about your little woke stories today. The younger female that you date, fellas, the more feminine she is going to be by default. Okay, in most cases. All cases, no. Most, yes. Does this mean like older women are all going to be masculine? No, you're going to find some feminine older women out there, but that is generally not the norm, okay? Typically, most older women are going to be more masculine, and most younger women are going to be more feminine. And this is why I tend to go for younger women, because I like women who are feminine. I like women who like to smell good. I like women who know how to treat their man. I don't like a woman who's constantly going to compete with me. Right? And that's one thing I can't stand with women who are over 30. They are constantly competing with you like a dude. Even my dude friends don't compete with me like that. But they're constantly competing with you financially, socially, physically. It's like everything's a competition. There's no submissiveness in them anymore. I mean, part of being a female is being submissive, right? That's just part of your DNA as a female. It's the joy of being submissive to a strong man, a strong alpha male, the guy that you chose to date, right? That is part of the joy of being a female, is embracing your femininity and looking good for him, smelling good, putting on a pretty dress, not wearing a pantsuit, chopping off all your hair, cursing like a sailor, and never appreciating him. And these girls wonder why they're still single in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Oh, maybe that's why. right? But typically I like to go for girls who are younger because they tend to be more feminine. And they tend to be less brainwashed with the SJW wokeness, the leftism, the feminism, the emasculation of men, the shaming of men. They tend to be less brainwashed with that. Does it mean that they're like completely oblivious to it? No, absolutely not. Because I've met a number of young girls in field who have been brainwashed with that stuff, but they're kind of like what I call half vampires. They haven't made their first kill yet, so they can be turned back with just a little bit of education, with a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of facts, a little bit of example that I show them. Like, oh, how could you believe in this? Don't you know that, you know, this is the result of that, you know, and I just kind of point to them examples so that they can go, oh, okay, yeah, that does make sense. I would say overwhelmingly, most of the young girls that I've dated that had any feminist values no longer have them because they realize how foolish and idiotic it was and how a lot of that stuff is really meant to control you. And it doesn't allow you to think freely as a natural human being. Leftism, wokeness, and everything else is about controlling you and controlling your thoughts and ideas and your values. So they're able to kind of latch onto that and be like, hey, yeah, you're right. Whereas girls in their 30s and 40s and 50s and beyond, they're really like dead set on their values. They're like, what? You aren't going to the gay parade with me? What is wrong with you? You're just some kind of bigot and all this other stuff. I just don't have time for it, and I'm a professional pickup artist. I'm great at what I do, and I have no problem picking up girls who are well beyond half my age, and it's never been a problem. And believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of immaturity there. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, this girl is stupid immature, and it's like, nah, I've met a lot of stupid immature in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, which is even more sad. At least these girls are younger. They have an excuse to be a little dumb here and there, or say stupid shit here and there. I mean, we all did at that age, but for the most part, they're pretty mature. They're pretty mature. I dated a 19-year-old who was like super mature, way more mature than women twice her age. So you'll get a lot of that when you date younger women. But as I've said, you'll notice the one trait that younger women who date older men have is they are more feminine. And they're looking for a male partner who has more life experience than them, who can teach them things, who can mentor them, who can educate them, who can guide them, who can take the lead in the relationship, because most guys that are their own age, they know, can't, right? Most guys who are like, say the girl's 21, most guys who are 21 are not going to have that life experience, that like emotional and mental stability, right? So they tend to date older men because they want to experience just being a woman and embracing her femininity, like I said, and the man just being the man and the man taking the lead. This is why a lot of younger women who are more feminine tend to date older men. You know, that's why. And believe it or not, the younger women who do date guys that are their own age and won't date an older guy, what I found is those girls tend to be a lot more masculine. They kind of want to wear the pants in the relationship, and they want to be the one controlling the relationship. That is what I found from experience. Is there statistical data to back this up? I'm sure there is, because that is what I've seen over and over. The girls are like, oh, gross. I didn't date a guy more than 2 years older than me. Not only are those girls super immature, they tend to want to wear the pants in the relationship. They tend to be a little too loud, a little too mouthy. They don't know when to shut up. They don't know when to submit. And those are exactly the girls who end up being in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, still single, unmarried, alone, living with cats, on these dating apps, talking about, I've had my fun, now I'm ready for you. I'm getting off the carousel. Who wants me? Where's the beta provisioner? Those are those girls, right? The girls that are in their early 20s now, that are young, that are like, no, I don't date a guy 2 years older than me. Gross, gross. Because they don't have the maturity or the femininity inside of them to date an older guy. So, I'm gonna wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Do it for the DeLorean. Smash that like button below for the DeLorean. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you subscribe, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay? Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm because they're definitely not helping me anymore. I need your help. So subscribe to my channel. Share my videos with your buddies. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, stainless steel pill content, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all over the world are out there approaching and closing every single day, every single week, no matter what type of racial divisions going on in the world, no matter what type of virus is going on in the world, we are out there making things happen 24/7, just living our lives and having fun and taking no prisoners. And I want you to be a part of that. Okay? Life is short. I want you to be part of it. I want you to learn how to do it. And right now, the first month is only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons in 7 Months to Mastery, which is a very, very, very valuable program. I highly recommend you join. It's only $1 for the entire first month of content, so take advantage of it. And it only takes 2 seconds to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.